Support Revive Radio on all social platforms at Revive_P.O.C, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, including YouTube. Hit us up right now.
Peace and blessings. It's Harmony, the goddess, aka your walking incense, aka your soul food, not eye candy. And how about you allow me to be the peace that brings peace to you and book your next massage with me? But right now, you're tuning into Revive Radio.
Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. Welcome to Revive. It's about that time. All I need is one mic. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. It's about that time. It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! It's your girl P.O.C. Hey! Proof of consciousness. Proof of consciousness. P.O.C. You know what time it is. Open up your ears. You know what time it is. Open up your mind. All I need is it's about that time. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Revive. Welcome to Yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's your girl P.O.C, host of Revive Radio, man. We are back live on Revive is Alive, Revive is Alive, ReviveIsAlive.com, man. Like I tell you, each and every morning, you gotta get up anyway. So why not get up with your girl P.O.C, starting at 7 a.m., getting this good morning mix. And you already know, man, today is Thursday, so I got my guy DJ D ready with me. Yo, D, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling grand, feeling great. Can't complain,
man. When people are complaining, I'm glad you said that, right? When people are complaining, like you're around your friends, you're around your peers, and you hear them complaining, do you run away from that? Do you like, yo, I gotta get up out of here? Or do you try to actually like motivate them or inspire them to stop complaining?
Yeah, I try to lean more on a motivation side. And more on the. I mean, there is times, depending on, you know, how long we may be talking in my head. I don't usually bring it to them most of the times. I don't be like, all right, bro. Unless I really got to go, I'll be like, all right, bro, yo, I got to get out of here. Or I got to get off the phone or whatever. But for the most part, especially within, I feel like maybe the last 5-6 years of life, I've just been trying to take the more positive approach if I can. Not saying I don't never deal with negativity or sometimes have negativity, you know, within myself or within my thoughts. But for the most part, I try to, put out positive energy out into the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Because, you're going to get that back and, uplift and motivate.
So we can't tell people to shut up. Like, just come on, bro.
You can, but it's
after the second time of the same complaint, shut up.
It's always about, especially if it's your people, your friends or whatever, for sure. It's all about your approach. It's all about how you say things. That's the main thing. You can tell them that, but you just got to, tell them the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Is it really about, how you say things, or is it truly about what you say?
It's really, I think it's really both. It's both, but it's more so about how you say it. Because
you think so?
I think so, just because it's like that's why, like, I'm big on, even if, like, especially, like, I don't like I communicate through text, but that's one reason if I know something that could be in the heat of a moment type of convo, I'd rather talk to you on the phone so you don't misperceive.
Okay.
I can say something in a text and just based on however your mind is or your thoughts is, you can perceive it one way and I can mean it a totally different way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's why I honestly truly believe that it's not, it's not how I'm saying it. It's really what I said, because you can take, the context of what I said and you can really put however octave you want on it. If how you read it, you be like, yo, she yelling at me. Why is she whispering?
Yeah, if you read it, but I feel like when you hear the tone, or you see, like, especially if you face to face with a person, if you see the body language or something, it's almost something as simple as somebody apologizing for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just be BSing in a text for all you know. You know what I'm saying? And to you, because you think I'm genuine, you may think that. So it's like, all right, I'm just gonna tell her sorry so she shut up. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on what the situation is or what the person may be apologizing for, if I'm face to face with you, even though I'm not saying you can't put on a front and still fake it face to face, more than likely,
don't be faking it.
Yeah, please don't. But more than likely though, your body language, like, I know, like, I'm a person that, most of the time my friends tell me all the time, and people that know me or have gotten to know me, it's like, yo, I can't really hide things with my facial expression.
You don't.
Like,
everything,
exactly.
How you feel indeed.
You can read me, and sometimes I wish I wasn't that readable, but sometimes I do like the fact that I'm that, it's clear that you can see what's going on. Not all the time. Sometimes I do like to try to hide it, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the things I can't just wipe under the rug. You know, people can see how I'm really feeling.
And I honestly agree with your friends and your family, because you are definitely one to put your emotions on your face. You definitely wear it on your face. But I honestly feel like our generation, and not just our generation, I feel like most people, let me just put that in a box. I feel like most people are, paying too much attention on how I'm saying it. If I'm pointing my fingers, if I'm shaking my head, rolling my eyes, people are paying too much attention onto how I'm saying it, that they even miss the actual point that I was making when I was talking, because they were focused on, everything else that I'm doing. But if you just tune in and listen to the message or listen to the point that I'm making, you won't even see that I'm doing everything else. It's like, what are you actually paying attention to at the time when we're having the conversation? So
right. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I just feel like people are just extremely too sensitive. People are extremely too sensitive when it comes to, conversing with one another nowadays. We have to show, respect in so many different lanes when we're just having a simple conversation.
See, so now just because of the topic we on, I just Googled it, right? So it says, and I've heard this before, but I never really remembered the percents or whatever, percentiles or whatever, but it's saying like, it says only 7% verbal and 93%. 7% of communication is verbal and 93% is nonverbal. So that's what I'm saying. Based on your body language,
that's a good percent. 7% is verbal and 93 is nonverbal.
Yeah, it says the nonverbal component was made up of body language 55%.
Shout out to D dropping the facts.
Yeah, and tone of voice 38%. Now I don't know how accurate these things are, but I've always heard that the higher percent is the nonverbal and the lower percent is the verbal, because it's like I said, it's how you're, like you said, you may be telling me something, and if you rolling your eyes while you're telling me it,
that's
you know what I'm saying, then I'm like, what? Like, you good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever it is, if you look at me in the eyes, or whatever it is, or if you're looking, you're looking at your feet the whole time you're telling me something, you may not come off, and you may try to be sincere, you may just have anxiety, you may just be shy, but I can't tell because you're not looking me directly in the face and having a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that, but at the same time, I do want to just make this point clear. Stop paying attention to how people are saying things, in my opinion. Really focus on what they're saying. Because for real, people can say things with the most excitement and the most energy ever. Like, yo, I'm about to do this, I'm doing this. But when they actually go do it, nothing is being done.
It's all, I just say go with your gut. Whatever the vibe you get off of whatever's being said, go with your gut feeling. So if you feel like that person's being genuine, go with that. But I feel like they kind of go hand in hand of, the body language and what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, or how you're saying it rather, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, I can't even think of one right now. Probably could have really, took a second, but
no, I got one, because this is actually going to segue into what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about when it comes to body language and going with your gut and saying what's on your mind and saying what's on your chest. Shout out to Uncle Snoop. Uncle Snoop just recently, said what was on his mind, and he said it with his chest.
And
you know what I mean?
But you knew in that moment.
But everyone took that as a threat. And to him, in his conversation and how he relayed that message, he will say still to this day that he was not threatening her.
Well, yeah. So I mean, like, and you can see that when he said that, he kind of he meant that. What he was saying. He felt what he was saying. That's the reason he said it. He stood at the time. He stood behind it, and then he had to time to reflect on it and see that everybody else wasn't feeling that. And it's like
at all. Like his mom made him call. His mom actually made a call and apologize to her for saying what he said.
And I understand that though, just because
that's big.
You do have to take into account, especially if you a black male and you come from a black woman, you know what I'm saying? Most of us, or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be biracial, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? If you're coming from a whole black household or whatever, and your mom is black, it's like, yo, would you want somebody calling your mom the same thing?
That's
you know what I'm
real.
saying? Or your sister or your daughter or whatever. You gotta. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm not saying I would have said that, but sometimes you just talk, you don't think. You know what I'm saying? So. You gotta think. You gotta sit back and think first before you make action. Majority of the times, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's good to just take action and see what the results will be, depending on what it is, and live with the results. But a lot of times it's good to sometimes it's good to calculate first. You know what I'm saying? Because just other simple things. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could be, trying to get you off your rocker or say something. You may just be walking down the street and be like, somebody random may just say some crazy stuff to you, whatever, and they're trying to get you to their level or trying to get you.
They complaining about life.
Yeah, exactly. They trying to get you to talk to them out of pocket because they either ready to fight or they just want to have an argument or they just like drama. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think in your head. It's just like how they say, like, two fools or two clowns arguing from a distance. You don't know who's right or wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you just seeing both people going at each other. You don't know.
You're telling your age a little bit with that. With
yeah,
that
right,
example.
right.
I'm joking.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that's the point I'm trying to make. You gotta just sit back and think before you say things. What the outcomes.
Do you think he thought about it before he said it?
I don't think so. Or if he did, I don't think he took. If he did, he didn't take too much thought. He probably.
I think it was raw passion. He just lost one of his closest friends.
I think because I don't know if he had somebody in the room with it, but in the video he's like, "Yo, should I say it or can I say it or whatever?" So it's like his homie may have been on the same type time, just because it's like, "Yo, screw this chick," you know what I'm saying? Like,
we just
whatever.
lost Kobe.
Yeah, we just gonna talk crazy, and I feel it, but it's just like, yeah, you gotta think, like, especially in today's day and age with social, like, you may have been able to get away with that
back
years ago, but now, like, everything is recorded. Everything.
He's saying it to his 1 million, odd followers.
More than a million. You know what I'm saying? He got millions and millions, and just in general, like, I love Snoop still because it's like, he's still one of he's one of the biggest superstars.
Yes.
Just ever, because he's the person that can cross over to Nickelodeon, to MTV, to Domino's,
Today's Show,
to Dunkin' Donuts, like to see them on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Today he could be
Martha Stewart with the Cooking Show.
So he had the average white person knows who Snoop Dogg is.
Yo, I just learned that he actually has a segment on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, really?
It's about animals. I cannot believe I cannot remember it right now, but he's like doing an animal report on Jimmy Fallon. Yo.
He's one of the most versatile superstars there is. Honestly.
And one thing that I love too, on the Breakfast Club, Charlamagne said, like, he is timeless. Yeah. Like, he can literally be dated back to, the late 80s, early 90s with stories of people who have passed away, stories we would never even never hear about if Snoop Dogg don't come around and tell these types of stories. So I definitely agree with you. But let me get into it just a little bit deeper. Yeah. Do you think that he should have apologized? Because, like, when you say something, you're supposed to mean what you say, and I said what I said because I said what I said it,
Nah, I mean, you can, like I said, you gotta be, especially on some man stuff, you gotta be able to admit when you made a mistake or when you was wrong and own up to your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So it's been plenty of times. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. It's been plenty of times. Even just, I'm going back to myself a lot, but where I may have had a friend and I may have said something or done something that wasn't the right thing, or either that or I just didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, when I was told that's what it is or whatever, or I shouldn't be doing this or I shouldn't say that, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, all right, well, my bad, I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? My fault. Now I can own up to it. Maybe, I don't think there was really, in my life in general, where there was much point where I couldn't own up to most of the stuff. Most of it I tried to own. I'm not saying I never did, did not. But you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the things, once I realized I may be in the wrong. Well, I'll give you an example. Just for example, I talk trash when I play a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? But the one time I was playing we was at some little party, me and the homies or whatever, and I was playing some girl in like beer pong or whatever, and I was killing her or whatever. But like, or we was going back and forth. But then towards the end, like I kind of went on a streak and just killed her and won or whatever. And I was like, I told you wasn't going to win. And I was talking a little heavy. I wasn't calling her out her name or saying nothing crazy like that. But I was talking heavy to her just because that's just the nature of me and trash talk. I'll talk trash. And
that's actually how you defeat your opponent.
Yeah, but she was taking it a real way at the end. And I'm just like...
Oh, she got serious.
Yeah, kind of. Not serious like we was going to get into it, but like she started looking like she was getting offended or whatever. And then like, my boys was like, yo, you was kind of like going a little hard. Like he was like, I can see you going hard with us like that, but like you going hard on her. Like she don't even know you like that. So it's just like, or she know me, but we ain't tight like that. So it's just like, she may not understand that's what I do regularly, you know what I'm saying? And I'm the person, like, it's like, if you don't talk trash, most times I'm quiet, but if you talk trash, I'm gonna talk trash. You know
I agree. I definitely see, the space in which Snoop Dogg actually, made his apology. I do see why he made his apology. I do understand, why he also made his apology, because he is a veteran. People are looking up to him in a lot of different lights. So he has to not tread water, but he has to show that he can be compassionate and he does have empathy towards situations.
And you got a black daughter and a black wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, imagine anybody came out their mouth about your wife or your kid like that, you will be right at their neck. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
and I know I didn't take it as a threat, honestly, and I feel like that's just also our culture.
What was the threat part?
He, you know what I mean? He was like, "We'll come get you."
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think with that, like, I think I heard a brief snippet of him saying something, but or people defending it, and I think Charlamagne was talking about it, and I think when he was saying that, I kind of agree. Like, I think he's more so talking about like almost like how like Beyonce got the Beehive.
And, we can find you pretty much.
Not really coming to physically harm you, but kind of coming at you in the comments and all the social media.
And that's how we talk, though. As a culture, that's how we talk. Like, yo, don't play with me. I'm at your neck. I'm right at your neck with it. You know what I mean? I'm not really threatening that I'm going to put a knife at your neck. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, I'm at your neck with it. So I definitely wanted to get your opinion on that. I want to hear y'all opinion as well. Hit us up, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at @revive_POC. Should Uncle Snoop had apologized? You know, was it worth apologizing, or should he just say what he said because he said what he said it? It's straight like that, man. I want to hear from you guys. Hit us up. But I also want to ask you, D, when it comes to R&B, we were talking a little bit about this earlier. You know, Diddy, there's a couple artists that actually dropped some messages surrounding, you know, R&B. Shout out to Jacquees. You know, last year he made that whole promo run with the R&B King, and now he's actually on tour. He's on tour right now on the R&B King of R&B tour. Okay. But when it comes down to R&B in general, I am definitely someone who wants to revive that genre of music. I believe that rhythm and blues should stay alive. M.A., that's what she said. M.A., she actually said that
Young
M.A. She said in order to balance, you know, hip hop, R&B has to be infused. R&B has to be infused.
It was her, I guess, that was saying. Because I think I saw that, and then I saw Diddy talking about it. So I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying? I definitely, like I said, we got to get back to the whole, like, kind of like, not saying, I don't want to water it down and say wholesome, but like more of the loving records, loving women, not just trying to, you know, smash and trapping and smashing or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the trap song. I like Bryson Tiller, but you know, like the authentic, straight up R&B. Not saying
grab in the air.
Yeah, like, you know, and make it, and you don't gotta go all the way back and make it like they made it, but you gotta make it of today and make it authentic to what it is. And I mean, it is a couple artists. I haven't listened to the whole Jacquees album, but he does have some R&B records that I do like. Awesome. You know what I'm saying? And like a Trey Songz. I feel like I haven't listened to a lot of his recent albums, but you know, I know in the past, like I remember the last couple R&B albums was a while ago now again too, so it's probably gonna make me feel like, I'm 30, so it's all good. I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? Young OG in here, but you know, like I remember when Chris Brown Exclusive came out, I had bought that. That's when people were still buying CDs. I was actually working at Best Buy at the time. So I bought that album, you know what I'm saying?
You got a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
You're Jamaican for real.
Yeah, right. I had bought the Trey Songz when he did it was called, I think that was Ready. When he did that, when he still had the braids. I feel like that was kind of like a true to R&B type of album. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, all the music and albums that's come out before that, and you know, they was always doing it like the, you know, 112s or the, you know, Jodeci was a little bit before me, but I still know some Jodeci music.
Man, I'm talking about like Avant. I'm talking like
or like Avant Thomas, or like Jaheim.
Jaheim, Carl Thomas, like like that real R&B.
112 was real R&B. You can't say that it wasn't. 112
it was like hip hop R&B.
They had some, but they still had like the Cupid song. I think that's 112, right? Cupid.
Yes. Yeah, that was them. That was
like
them.
You know, that's like a R&B classic. You know what I'm saying? Or just like Drew Hill. You know what I'm saying? Because Drew Hill kind of was like almost like
Cisco.
Yeah, they was like, you know, and he was doing runs like you know, Casey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? From Jodeci. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like
Jodeci. That's real R&B.
Yeah.
That's real. That's what we need.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for the '90s,
Ronald Isley. I mean, that's R&B.
Like, but like how I mentioned Drew Hill and 112, like and. That's what we came up on. I'm saying like I respect, of course, like the old school stuff. Like I said, it's not that much older, but Jodeci, even stuff like Stevie Wonder, of course. And you know, for the young artists that's making this type of music, you know, definitely go back in the, you know, dig in the crates, so to speak, or whatever. Go back and do your research and listen to some of the older artists for, you know, newer inspiration, and take what you hear from it and make your own.
All right. What'd you say, John Legend? What does he follow?
John Legend. I feel like when he started, he was more like R&B neo soul when he first started. Like his first album. You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of...
It's so many genres.
That's like a subgenre. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like neo soul though is like a subgenre of R&B, but it's like, you know, a little bit more on the soul and like kind of sometimes drums off beat a little bit, just a tad, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But you know, like I feel like when he first came out, it was real soulful. I mean, he had Kanye behind him in the beginning, so it was like a real soulful... It was kind of mixing like the hip hop drums with the R&B, so it wasn't like all the way... Like he wasn't making like, you know, get down on my knees and crying type music, John Legend, but I consider him a little bit more on the R&B side than versus like now. Like I haven't listened to too much of all the new stuff. I've heard some stuff here and there, and I still like some of his music off and on, depending on what I hear. But I know like more now, he's more so leaning on the, you know, the pop ballads or pop kind of pop sound. Not saying like straight up. I mean, he's still singing for sure. He's not rapping at all, but. You know.
I actually went back and I was looking at the people who are recently nominated for R&B Album of the Year on the Grammys.
Who they got?
And facts, right? And I just wanted to go back, recent times. So let's just start with 2018. In 2018, it was Bruno Mars. He won Best R&B Album of the Year, and in 2019 was her.
Her is one that's doing it. I feel like she's one that can. She's one of those that are also like pushing the R&B movement forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely like her first.
And in 2020, BJ the Chicago Kid and Ella Mai are currently being looked at to be nominated for 2020
for the next Grammys.
For the next Grammys, yes.
The only thing is, shout out to BJ the Chicago Kid, but I don't even be hearing much of it. Like I don't even be knowing.
That's crazy.
I've heard. I
wouldn't even put him in an R&B.
Yeah, it's some songs of his that I like. No, don't disrespect, but maybe I'm just not checking for it away. But I've only heard so much. But actually, I did hear a few songs off I think maybe it was his first album, and they were, more authentic to that R&B sound, and like I said, still just keeping it like. Not saying you can't say like nothing a little sexual or whatever in your music or whatever, but like I said, just not being like well, I'll give you an example. Even though I love his albums, like The Dream. He writes for a lot of the big artists, Beyonce's, all these different people. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like he kind of he definitely got a great sound, but it was like I think around his time was like when it was a little bit, the more raw, like, F-ing this or doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like
a little sexual seduction.
Yeah, like I said, not saying you can't have that in there, but like make it still about love, like, or like how, like, what's the one group, H-Town, Knocking the Boots, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
like Knocking the Boots.
But let me bring this up because I want to switch gears just for a second. I want to bring this up though. So recently, speaking about the Grammys, it made me think about the whole Tyler the Creator thing, and I appreciate Tyler for speaking up. After winning a Grammy, he still spoke up about this. Because he won a Grammy in 2020 for Best Rap Album of the Year. Yeah. And everybody knows Tyler's not a rapper.
No, you're tripping.
He's a rapper?
He's a rapper, but
I wouldn't put him in the rap category,
listen.
though.
I'm gonna put you on game from my perspective. He's a rapper, but this last album that he won for is not a rap album.
That's what I'm saying.
The album isn't, but he's a rapper.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
The album is more. So that's the thing.
That's a pop album.
I guess, yeah. That's the thing that's kind of whack about the Grammys, because it's almost like if you go by Grammy standards with a lot of this, especially when it comes to the black music, it's like if you go by who's winning the certain categories at times, it's like they're almost kind of redefining what, like, because it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like that. I like the not Travis Scott. I like the Tyler the Creator album, but it's a more melodic album. You know what I'm saying? Even though he is a rapper,
I feel like they have to find boxes to fit these people in, and that's why they throw him in these different categories.
You do, but I feel like I would even rather him, even though it wasn't. See, it's like because of what music is today, I feel like it's just like, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's just like, it is kind of hard to put it in a box, because it's like, I wouldn't even really call it an R&B album, but I wouldn't really call it a rap album.
It's
you know
a
what I'm
pop album. It's pop. It's pop-ish.
I don't, and then even like if you're talking about pop, I mean, pop is, short for popular. So I mean, the rap.
Bruno Mars, I would have never put him in R&B.
I didn't, and some of these I can't. I mean, I doubt it was, because I've heard some of his songs, so I don't think it was he may have had an R&B lick on there, but it wasn't but it wasn't like no whole R&B album. Even though the one project that he did have that was more so like kind of like a essence of like some 80s R&B, I guess. With the Cardi B joint on that he remixed or whatever.
Oh yeah, finesse,
like those type of songs.
Dripping in finesse.
Yeah. What's the one joint too? He got the shit. It was something on the floor. Something on the floor.
Don't embarrass me like you're trying.
Versace on the floor.
He's trying to bring me on that too.
Floor. It's like a pop joint. It is.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I wasn't gonna sing it with you, bro.
Yeah, Versace on the floor or whatever. So like. I guess you can give it to him, but it's like when you comparing it to whatever the other artists that, like, who else is in that category with him, I forget, you know what I'm saying? But but if it's like where like that year, and not taking nothing away from her, but like, like when the year when Cardi B won, you know what I'm saying? That was really
Best
the year.
Rap Album of the Year.
That was the year I think either Nipsey or Pusha T really should have won. You know what I'm saying?
Because that was actually rap music.
That was actually rap, and Cardi B's was rap too, but I mean
hers is more hip hop.
No. See, now you.
I'm going with the genres of music because they keep making sub genres. All right. And
so,
Cardi B is a hip hop artist. She's not a rapper to me.
Well, so then what's the difference then?
Like, I feel like a hip hop artist is more like a catchy hook. It's more about the hook than about the bars.
I think I agree with. Well, I think it's the opposite. I think
it's like party music. It's like dance music. It's not like actual bars. Like, for example, like me, I think Meek Mills isn't a rapper. Meek Mills is a rapper. Like, I'm not going into the club knowing that I'm about to bang out, Dream Chasers.
All right, well, Meek, so that's why I'm looking at it like, I like kind of agree with the definition to it, like, but I would like flip the two titles because it's like I feel like hip hop, just because that was the first original name, that's when you got the backpackers or like the straight bars and lyrics or like the Jadakiss. And I mean, you don't call, even though it's rap and hip hop are the same, kind of one and the same.
Yes.
But it's like you don't call anybody a hip hopper. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, at least not nowadays. So it's just like
you call him a hip hop artist though.
But I'll still call a hip hop artist a rapper because that's what they're rapping the lyrics or whatever. I'm not saying you're hip hopping.
So and that's why I feel like we have to define these things.
So,
man.
but I feel like rap when they start bringing the rap word into it, is what you're calling hip hop almost like that's the way I think of it as like. Okay. So like where I
shout out to the DJs, you know better.
So where I would call Cardi more of the, I guess, the catchy rap artist, and if I was gonna classify, I would classify, even though they're still one and the same. Like I said, I would say rap. And then I would say the Nipseys and them are more hip hop because there was more.
So that's why I say Tyler is not a rapper, because I feel like he's not straight bars. Tyler's more hooks and catchy sounds.
But see, I mean, I listen to these dudes, so it's like
we gotta go in on this, man. We gotta have a whole show just dedicated to defining these genres.
Because only
let's do that, dude. I'm serious.
We can, but like our last little point about Tyler again, like I'll say, this is really the only album where, as far as the lyrics and the delivery of the lyrics, is more melodic on this one. If you go back to his previous, albums, he's pretty much straight raw rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he can have bars if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's like this one is
his
like
audience wouldn't appreciate that though.
Well, I think, to be honest, even like this album that he put out just recently, I think this is more like his to a degree, not really the same impact all the way, but this is like his 808s and Heartbreaks almost.
Okay.
Because where Kanye came out straight spitting or whatever, rapping hard bar for bar or whatever, or giving you at least solid bars, maybe not the greatest bars in the world, but solid bars at least. When he went to 808s and Heartbreaks, that's when it was melodic, and that's when he was singing and using auto-tune more on the tracks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, because I've seen Tyler talking about even this album, like a lot of the album, in the beginning when I first listened to it, especially the first song, or whatever, the first couple songs, I didn't even know he was on the track. I'm like, where is he at? Because
he switched up the sound.
Yeah, he pitched and tuned his voice because he has a natural deep, baritone type of voice. So he always felt limited, I guess, at least from what I saw him saying, that he can't really do certain things on the track naturally
because of the octave.
Yeah, so he wanted to play around and experiment with his voice and pitch it up or down. And that's why I think that's why him and Khaled had gotten to the little beef or whatever, because he was like, yo, you ain't even on your records, like, or whatever, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I know they was beefing about sales and stuff or whatever, or he was. But
definitely was Khaled.
Yeah. But yeah,
you gotta have that Khaled energy, man. If you want to win, if you want to be the best,
right.
Yeah, you gotta have that Khaled energy for real.
But yeah, I feel like when you go to the Grammys, like I said, you can't really, like I said, because Bruno's thing, you said he won R&B the one time. That's more pop to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like. But then it's like, what is pop? Because then you got like
we gonna
Taylor
do
Swift
that, yo.
and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because I'm definitely interested in seeing, who we can bring to the table to add to our discussion on how we can actually break down these genres of music, y'all. I really want to do this, y'all. We really gonna do this. And speaking of music, before we wrap up and get out of here, speaking of music, I definitely want to, send my condolences and my blessings to Pop Smoke and his entire family. That was definitely, a loss that I feel like really shocked the culture of hip hop or rappers, however you want to, define it. And I feel like that was one that was gone a little bit too early, especially because he just dropped an album, he just released new projects, just released new songs and things like that, and he was getting that buzz, that he was finally getting that buzz that his brand was looking for. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, definitely, RIP to him going too soon. I am disappointed just in like, I mean, I know some of this is gang culture. I know some of this is just, robbers and thieves being thieves. But I think from what I mean, like I said, I haven't got all the full details, but I think they said it was like a hit maybe or something like that or whatever.
Like a setup.
Yeah, but it's just like, damn, like, because I think they said he had a party like hours before or something, and it's just like, you always that like a lot of people have been saying around this situation, you got to be careful of your circle. You can't just invite everybody over, you know what I'm saying, or even like they said, like I said, not saying it may or may not have played a factor, but they said like, you know, that's the Instagram thing too, because they said he was like on his story, he showed like
too much
some
information.
Designer, yeah, he showed like a designer bag and it had an address. So it's just like you got to be cautious and be careful of what you putting out there and really pay attention, because especially when you, like they say, like when you get to that level, they looking for you to slip up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be careful, be cautious with who's around. And yeah, as far as him just as an artist goes, I'm disappointed that they took his life, because it's like. Even though like I had just started recently listening, like Alex, he's actually the person who put me on to him, because like he put me on to the first, I don't know if it was his first, maybe outside of New York, probably the first song that really popped for him was the Welcome to the Party song or whatever. And I'm like, what is this? And I was like, welcome to the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
That came out April last year.
Yeah. So Alex put me on to that, and I'm like,
my man didn't even make it a whole year.
Right, man. And I'm like, yo, but it was dope. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. And like, I ain't gonna lie, like right a little bit before he passed, I was checking out the new album he put out. And I was like, all right, he's just gonna have the same type of beat,
type of sound.
But
the memes were attacking him prior to this situation.
Yeah. But at the same time, I am a little disappointed though, because like like it was said, like he was pretty much the one that was pretty much even though that sound was around before him, because that's kind of like the UK drill sound or whatever it is, and other artists have used it, but of course a lot of the UK and London artists and stuff like that. But I feel like he was really bringing that sound more mainstream, you know what I'm saying? So just the fact, like I was kind of like, he wasn't like necessarily my favorite artist or nothing, but I was getting more familiar with him, getting more hip to him.
He was getting that buzz.
Yeah, and I was looking forward to like where, even though a lot of it sounded similar with the beats or whatever, I was like, all right, where is this? I want to see where this sound's going to go, or like who's going to catch on and do something different with it or whatever. And I feel like he had a whole movement just as far as that sound went. Now it's like, is that sound going to fade out now, or is like somebody else going to carry the torch and try to kind of, from either his camp or another artist that was rocking with that sound, try to bring it back? But then it's like, I mean, well, I guess it's like, how they say imitation is flattery. So, I mean, you don't want to be like, looked at as the biter, I guess, or whatever. But I feel like somebody should carry that torch to a degree. Like I would still want to hear that.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be somebody new.
It's
definitely gonna be somebody who he influenced, and with this loss, is definitely going to be even more influenced to pick up where he left off, to see if they can take over the reign and different things like that. But I want to put a little bit more meat on the story. So according to Complex News right now, no arrests have been made in Pop Smoke's murder, because police are still trying to decipher if the incident was a random robbery or a targeted crime.
Right.
The New York Times reports that shortly after Pop Smoke's death, TMZ reported the authorities believe the crime was a targeted hit. Yet no one has found any evidence that conflicts with that statement. It is difficult to determine why Pop Smoke was killed at this current time. Yeah. And this is almost a week out. You know.
Yeah, they said. I mean, from what I mean, like I said, I don't know if anything's confirmed. Like
nothing has been confirmed.
Yeah, nothing's confirmed. The rumors I heard, they said there were witnesses there or something like that. I don't know how true that is or not. But yeah, it's definitely unfortunate.
And this is another part of the story where I know a lot of conflicting, people are like, yo, what's really going on? What really happened? Yeah. Because if you read more into the story, although there were other people in the house, police say Smoke was alone in the section of the home where the murder occurred, and that no one else was shot. So other people are in the house. He was alone in this section of the home, and no one else was shot but him, and everybody else in the house survived.
Yeah, they got to get all the facts out, because I just don't know how.
That was, I honestly believe I think it was a setup. Like, just putting my personal opinion out there. I think it was a setup.
We got to let everything play out, though, because like at the same time, like I've seen a lot of the media talking about it, where same time it's like social media, because I guess they said his, I don't know if it was like one of his best friends or whatever was there or something. Granted, I'm not gonna say it was him.
They had to go through the house to find him.
It could have. Well, I wasn't there.
You're not telling me it's no alarms, there's no dogs at the door,
they may have alarm
cameras.
Like sometimes it's unfortunate, but like situations like that gotta happen to wake up other people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I don't know how it all went down, but it's like what I was getting at was that like social media gotta stop attacking people and playing investigator when they don't got the facts either. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people were saying it was his boy, and that's to be, that's to be
that
determined.
Actually hurt my feelings with that Kobe Bryant situation. What you just said? People are playing, investigators and just like jumping out there with lack of evidence.
People jumping out the window and don't know nothing. Y'all just reading headlines. Yeah, like do your research and let the people whose job that is do their job. You know what I'm saying? Stop saying people that. You know how bad that would feel if I was in a same house where somebody was maybe just as popular or whatever, and because I survived, y'all saying I got that person killed now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And I before we wrap up for real, I definitely want to say shout out to Gilly, because Gilly here in the city of Philadelphia, Gilly the King, he made a great reference when it came down to this whole Pop Smoke situation. He was like, I don't really want to touch it about the situation with Pop Smoke, but I want to just give you guys some game, if he would say. I'll give you $1 million worth of game. And one thing that he said was simply that we have to watch how we move when we are in other cities. We get too comfortable in other places because we network and we meet people, and people start to call us our friends. We start to get plugged in because now all of a sudden people sending us food, sending us this, sending us that. So we feel like we are part of this culture on this side of the world, but that's not really. That's an illusion.
And I saw what he was saying. It's like, one, is killers everywhere.
Yes,
that's for sure. And then two, it's like what he kind of, I think a clip of what he said out of that, he was saying too, it's like, like the same thing I was saying earlier, it's like, be cautious who you around and who you're inviting over to these parties or whatever you're having. Like, really, it should almost kind of be a thing for the most part. It's like, if I don't know you personally, you better know my mans. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my mans don't know you, then you're not coming to what it is, because I don't know. That's the one thing you can never judge. You can never know for sure, no matter how safe you play it. You don't know what's going through these people's minds.
Or just be out there to do what you gotta do and come back home and wait for the party. You know what I mean? Or if you want to party with somebody on that side, send them to your side of town.
And the thing, this stuff been going on for years, but a lot of times too, people may not speak on it as much. But another thing too is not trying to blame it on one side or the other, but especially when it comes to male and female interaction, it's been going on for forever, since where females is getting dudes set up at the same time too, because you see a pretty female. You invite her, she want to come back home with you or whatever it is, and then next thing you know, or just they do that a lot in the hotels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going back to the telly or whatever. Next thing you know, you got people running down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta be.
Just be smart.
You gotta feel people out sometimes. That
use your gut, like you said earlier.
Yeah, sometimes the one night thing ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be your last night.
It ain't it. Trust me, it ain't. It's not worth all of the success that you have created and everything you have going for you. Making that one mistake and having to literally pull yourself out of a mistake because you decided to make the wrong choice or the wrong decision. So I definitely agree with you on that. And I want to just say, your blessings are your lessons. Like, your blessings are your lessons, and make sure that you are learning from these lessons each and every day. But rest in peace to Pop Smoke, for real. My man was only 20 years old. He didn't even get to see, 21. All the bottles he was popping, he shouldn't even been popping in the first goddamn place. Right. So yes, man, it's crazy out here. So make sure you guys, support who supports you, but also make sure you got somebody back at the same time. Yeah. Stay locked to Revive Radio, man. D, tell them how they can find you and stay locked with everything you got going on.
Yes, you can find me at D_R3DDY. That's D Ready. And you can also follow The Assassins. That's the group, the DJ duo. The Assassins _ on all social media.
Do so, man. Book my guys right now. You already know. The sun is about to come out. We about to get spring in a couple weeks, man. So make sure you guys book my guys. We trying to go outside and play with y'all, for real. You already know what time to stay locked. Revive is alive. Revive is alive. ReviveIsAlive.com. Turn your radios up. Spread the word. Spread the message. Follow us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Revive_P.O.C. Subscribe to that YouTube channel as well as that newsletter. It's going to pop right up at you as soon as you get to the website. Let's go. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a startup business? Are you a local business? Are you an artist? Are you looking for someone to distribute your content? Revive Radio is the place to be. Come advertise with us at Revive Radio right now. You can find that advertising page at ReviveIsAlive.com. Once again, ReviveIsAlive.com. Advertise with Revive. We are reaching thousands of millennials all across the world. And once again, ReviveIsAlive.com is where you can find that information.